makeup tutorial for this makeup. So as you can tell, I have hyperpigmentation, so I'm gonna use this shade of color corrector. It's a little too dark for me, so I don't put on that much. And I just put the slightest bit under my eyes, and I take a brush to blend that out. I feel like I put on too much, but I can just take a beauty blender and kind of no, it's not too much at all. And this is the concealer I use. I do put on quite a bit of concealer, and this blends out and becomes my foundation. This is the same color as my skin tone. I don't put it where I don't need it. Personally, I just put it where I have discoloration. Dense brush, and I blend it out. I could have let it sit a little bit longer, but I am impatient. I'm just making sure it's evenly distributed across my face, especially on the points where I actually put it and I actually need it. Like a beauty blender just to make sure it's smooth and you don't see any brush creases or anything. Now I take my smaller brush. To blend out the creases right here. Put a little bit of concealer in the corner of my eyelids. Kind of worked out to be like eyeshadow, but a little bit more natural. Now I'm taking a concealer that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. Put it right here, here, and here. A little bit on my nose. I just take the brush and blend it out. And then the ones I'm putting under my eyes, I'm making sure it follows the line of my eye so that it lifts my face up. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember why I started putting concealer in between my eyebrows, but I feel like it looks good, so I kind of just keep it. A little bit in the corners of my eyes. Bronzer, I just use the tiniest bit of bronzer because like I said, my concealer foundation is a little bit too dark for me, so I just kind of put the tiniest dot at the high points because literally doesn't it already look like I have bronzer on? That's because it's too dark for me. I also do take a little from my nose. Looks more natural anyway. I just put a little bit on the corners of my eyes. And you know, also sometimes I do put some under my jawline. For this, it already looked bronzed. But on my nose, I do kind of need it, so I put a lot. This palette I use, it does have a color to it, but honestly, it doesn't really, I don't really think it does much, kind of, that much. But then I rub it on the back of my hand, so it's not actually that much. So now it's like, it looks like that. And then really lightly dab, and then go up, follow that line. And then I go down my nose, and then I go around my mouth because I get kind of oily there. I use this red eyeshadow as blush. Don't ask me why. That's a very long story. Right here on the high points. And then I put a little bit on my nose contour. Lip liner, Lip Stain from CoverGirl. I love this one so much. It's my holy grail. Like, it literally will not move. I have a whole separate lip tutorial, but I do want to be a little bit more natural today, so I'm just gonna barely line it. But again, not too much color if I'm trying to be kind of natural. I just use like a clear lip gloss or lip balm, so I'm just using this. It doesn't look clear, but like it's basically clear, bro. Now, time to finish up my eyes. You thought I was done? No. I take this black eyeshadow, a little tiny flat brush like that. I'm just going to try not to touch my face, and then a little bit. I don't put too much eyeliner because again, and now I take my brush and blend out harsh edges. I'm always very scared to put on setting spray because I feel like it'll ruin my makeup. See, isn't that so scary? Like, I'm literally wetting my makeup. Why would I ever do that? And this is the final makeup.